some clarity in terms of how the bigger party in this transaction is thinking about this particular deal. Abneesh Roy, the Executive Director of Institutional Equities at Edelweiss Securities, is with us. And I think we also are joined by Himanshu Modi, former head of Group Finance and Strategy at the SL Group. Gentlemen, good to have both of you here. Abneesh, first thoughts. Should we, at this stage, with the information we have, consider, say that this deal will go through because it's non-binding term sheet for 90 days, gives exclusivity to both parties. Markets will want, I think will react one way or the other today. What's your sense?
No, so we had in fact put in our note also that this process will be volatile. The promoters of Zee will not go away without putting their full effort to retain some level of control in the company. Now, I think this deal is structurally positive because of 4-5 reasons. One, of course, is at the top, we get a very good promoter listed entity in US. So that, I think, will address a lot of the concerns on the corporate governance, etc., which are there. Now, when I see fundamentally, this becomes the largest network in the country. This will have almost 27% market share. Currently, Zee has 18% market share. Combined entity will have around 27% market share and will become ahead of Star, which is at 24%, which also provides huge synergy in content, OTT, and scale up in terms of the $1.5 billion cash, which is going to come into the company also. Plus, sports will also be part of this. So Zee had sold off sports, in fact, to Sony 5-6 years back. Now that will come back, and sports has become very important, especially in OTT. Hotstar gets a lot of numbers because they have sports, they have those live rights. Now Sony will also be aggressive there. That is also good. When I see the size of the two companies, it's not very different size. Yes, Zee is bigger in terms of market share, etc. But in terms of overall numbers, if I see, it's the two large entities which are coming together. We need to now see how the due process in terms of due diligence and approvals pan out, which you also highlighted will take some time. There are a lot of pros for this. Definitely board will become better, and Sony being a listed entity in US, they will have the power to decide most of the board. So that one was a key investor concern that gets addressed. Second is Punit, all said and done, has been a good CEO at the top. He has been a very cost-focused player, and he has also created new businesses, exited loss-making business. So some investors had this concern of continuity also, that if Punit goes away, is that getting addressed? So that also for the next 5 years would get addressed if this deal goes through. Risk of selling to a predatory player, that also goes through. What are the issues? I think some minority investors had this issue of Punit still being there, minority investors like Oppenheimer. That issue will still remain. So overall, long-term structurally positive. Near-term, I think the stock will remain volatile.
Okay, Abneesh, two-part question since we're short on time. One is, till about 10 days back, the stock was trading at 9 times, right, at 52-week low. Now it's at 52-week high and back already to about 14-15 times. So on valuations, how does it look? And do you see a bit of a re-rating for the entire media sector if this consolidation goes through?
No, I don't think the entire sector will re-rate because of this. See, investors had concern whether ZEE5 can fight against Netflix. Now, when you have Sony US entity backing this $1.5 billion into the company, see, OTT requires huge technological investments and content investments. So that issue also gets addressed. So Zee will get re-rated medium long term if this deal goes through, if there is no spanner either from the regulator or from the minority investors. If all those questions get addressed, definitely this is going to re-rate the company further. But the sector doesn't get re-rated because of this, because this is specific to Zee. Yes, now because the stock has re-rated by almost 40%, the P multiples are not as attractive, but still I think clearly at 14-15 times it remains very attractive from longer term. But as I said, the stock will remain volatile near term. What happens in the EGM, which gets called by the minority investors? What happens in terms of approval, because these are two entities in media business? Those are some of the issues which still we need to wait in terms of answers. But I think structurally this is a very good deal, because ultimately minority investors also in the medium long term would have to sell their such a large stake, 18% stake. And it's not easy to get a buyer in media business, 18% stake, if you don't have huge financial muscle. Now that is getting addressed because of the Sony parent coming into the picture.
Okay, but Abneesh, as you said, we need to see how this plays along. Media isn't, any business for that matter, isn't as simple. There are a lot of egos that need to be managed as well. So let's get some perspective. Who's been with the SL Group in his former capacity and sort of knows the DNA fairly well? Himanshu Modi, former head of group finance and strategy at the SL Group, is with us. Himanshu, thanks very much for taking this quick call. You know, the reason we reached out to you is exactly that you've been in that place before. You know the DNA. If this deal is to go through and